Mm-hmm. Well, 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 well. Down in Mississippi, way down. As far back as I can remember, I always had a plow or a hoe. One of those long old 9-foot sacks, standing at the old turn road, way down in Mississippi. Down in Mississippi. Down in Mississippi where I was born. Down in Mississippi where I come from, way down. And look at here, they had a hunting season for the rabbit. If you shoot him, you go to jail. The season was always open on me. Nobody needed no bail, way down in Mississippi. Huh. Down in Mississippi. Down in Mississippi where I was born. Down in Mississippi where I come from, way down.
When I was a kid, I used to so much admire all those white heroes in the movies and on TV who believed in something so completely that they would die for that cause. Hopalong Cassidy, Gene Autry, Roy Rogers, and the Lone Ranger and his Indian companion, Tonto. Heroes who were risking their lives for the cause of freedom and justice and the American way. And that was in the 50s. And little did I know that I had something close to me like that, as close to me as the color of my skin. There was two things I seen that made me change my mind about who was and who was not a hero. The first was how they killed 14-year-old Emmett Till down in LaFleur County down there in Mississippi. They showed him right there in Jet magazine, his face mangled like an old dried up rotten potato because they said he had whistled at a white woman. Just thinking about that just fills me up with nothing but fear and hate, and I don't much like that feeling. That feeling like you've been cut off at the knees and you're just a suspended torso floating in the air where there is no sense of feeling for anything but fear. It's just too overwhelming. I can only fill up with so much fear and so much hate, and then I've got to fight. Trouble is that any Negro who is ready to fight on any level has a very short lifespan here in these United States of America. So you sit on that fear and you sit on that hate like a steaming volcano just ready to explode. I didn't even want to think about it. I just put it right out of my head. I was just glad that I was a nigger in the Big Apple and wasn't a nigger in Mississippi. But then I seen something on the TV, on the news, that made me change my thinking once again. It was a little girl going to school, a little black girl going to school. It was her first day. She was 6 years old, going to the first grade at William Frantz Elementary School in New Orleans, of all places. But she just wasn't going to that school. She was integrating that school. Escorted by federal marshals, no less, and every day, all around her, there was this mob of red-faced, angry crackers yelling at her and jeering at her and threatening her life. And I'm wondering to myself, can she do it? How could she contain all that fear in that little body? How could that little girl possibly put up a wall against all that hate? How could a child so little, so young, have such mastery over herself? They say her mama told her to pray for them crackers because what they was doing to her was the same thing they did to Jesus. I don't know about all that. But the one thing I do know from watching that little girl on the glow of that TV was that she wasn't just going to school for herself. She was doing that for me, for all of us, for all Black people. And seeing that little girl going through all her struggles and still standing up made me suddenly realize that she had just changed my life forever. So now I'm going down to Mississippi, down in Mississippi, where a Negro is lower than a dog. His life ain't worth a nickel, and he better not complain about it. That's what I'm doing out here at Western College in Oxford of Ohio, of all places, preparing and training to do that. Training with SNCC, the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, Black folks. And we going down to Mississippi to register Negroes to vote no matter what them crackers say. I'm going to prove to myself that there's a light shining in me just like there was in that little girl. The only problem is that our leaders, they say we got to be nonviolent, which isn't natural. While the first law of nature is that most natural and absolute of laws, the law of self-defense. But the SNCC people say, if I'm going to be with the program, I got to get with the program. They say I got to learn it. I got to practice it like a discipline. Learn it like it was an instinct, because you can't fake it. It's got to be real. They say you've got to give up that power within you and surrender it to love. Nigger!
Come over here. Boy, don't you hear me? Talking to you, I said, get your ass over here. Boy, what's your name?
Jimmy Waits, sir.
Nigger, where are you from?
I'm from New York City, sir.
New York City? You must be lost, boy. You must have took a wrong turn down the road, because you're a long way from New York City now. This is Mississippi. What the hell are you doing here anyhow?
I'm here to help register Mississippi Negroes to vote in the next general election.
Register niggers to vote? How old are you, nigger?
I'm 21 years old, sir.
21 years old. Goddamn, nigger. 21 years old, barely old enough to register himself. Come down here to get other niggers registered to vote? Boy, if I had you over by my way, I'd just go on and kill you. Niggers down here don't need to vote. And before I let you goddamn nigger, communist sons of bitches, come down here and start stirring things up where everything is fine, I'll just kill your black ass. Do you understand me, boy?
Yes, sir.
You want to help some niggers, why don't you help them niggers up north where you come from? I know what you integrationist niggers really want. It's white women, isn't it? That's what all you doing all this for, because you want all white women. Well, let me tell you, boy, white women will be the death of you yet.
Yes, sir.
Besides, you can't do with our white women the way I can do with your nigger mama.
You son of a...
Hey, Jimmy, what are you doing?
What am I doing? What are you doing? That's what I want to know.
Role playing here.
Oh, yeah? Well, you playing your role pretty damn good.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
You know what it means, John. You're the one who's saying these words, giving them meaning and feeling. This isn't some script that somebody wrote down for you. You must know something about this.
Look, Jimmy, I'm not even going to get into this with you. I didn't ask for this. I'm just following orders. Folks on staff say that you need your own personal nonviolent training. that you need special treatment because they say that you have some serious anger issues.
I don't got no goddamn anger issues.
Their point exactly. And another thing, no cussing.
No cussing.
No cussing. Profanity is against the law in Mississippi.
Profanity is against the law. How the hell are people going to talk?
And it's especially against the law for you. There are a lot of things in Mississippi that they can put you in jail for. We don't need our people in jail for profanity when they can be out there canvassing and registering voters. Besides, Mississippi Negroes are church people. They don't like that kind of talk, especially calling the Lord's name into vain. They won't trust you with that kind of talk.
So that's why you're here, for the cause. Is that it?
Look, Jimmy, I know I'm here, all right. I'm the snick white guy, the lowliest of the low. I'm the one that plays the stand-in for the enemy when the enemy isn't here.
Guilt. Is that it?
Sure, there's some of that. Why should I have all the privileges and opportunities just because I'm white? If you're not free, how the hell can I be?
As simple as that.
No, Jimmy, not simple, complicated. It's very complicated. Look, I haven't been in SNCC for very long, but I've been to jail, shot at, called nigger lover. Whatever you think of me, I'm here. This isn't about me or you even. This is about the movement. So if you can't get with the program, you got to go.
I've got to go?
Jimmy, those Mississippi Southerners will smell a guy like you from a mile away. Your pride, your sense of dignity, your self-assuredness. They'll kill you for that, Jimmy. They can't spread their fears with guys like you walking around. They'll kill you. Then we'll just have to bury you and have a funeral where we're all laud about what a great hero you were for the cause. And then we'll have to go back out to the rural communities to try to quiet people's fears and start all over again.
I just don't get this. You're telling me how violent and vicious these people are, and you're saying I've got to be completely passive?
It isn't passive, it's resistance. Passive resistance. It isn't like we're not doing anything. It's action. We're taking action, and bit by bit, we're making change.
What are you, some kind of pacifist?
Yeah, I'm a pacifist. My family are Quakers.
Quakers?
Yeah, Quakers. I mean, what good does killing do?
It means that there's one less of them to brutalize you.
Then there are 10 more of them to take their place, and that only means more black bodies lying dead in the Delta swamps or drowned in the river. Nonviolence is the only way. It's the SNCC way, and it's the only way if you're going to be a part of SNCC.
The only way?
Yes, the only way.
So what do I have to do?
Take the abuse.
And how do I do that?
I don't know. That's up to you. It's your choice.
Well, you said you've been in SNCC a while, been jailed, shot at. How do you do it?
Every time.
So the fear and the anger, they never go away?
No, they never go away.
Well, how does that work?
I stand here, you stand there.
No, I mean, how does that work in your head?
I can't help you there, Jimmy. It's different for everybody. It's personal. Some see it as tactical.
Tactical?
Yeah. It's the only way that Negroes in Mississippi can resist.
You mean fight back?
Yeah.
And what's that in your hand?
Rubber Billy Club.
A rubber billy club?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? And what are you planning on doing with that rubber billy club?
I'm going to hit you with it.
Say what?
Won't hurt. It's only rubber, soft rubber. It's for the idea. Might sting a little bit, but you're not afraid of a little sting, are you, Jimmy?
The hell with you, John.
No cussing.
Then later for you, John. Let's do this.
Nigger, you eyeballing me? Don't be eyeballing me, nigger. Keep your eyes on the ground. Do you hear me?
No, sir.
Submit, nigger. You hear me?
No, sir.
Submit, I say.
No, sir.
Submit!
No, sir.
We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved, just like a tree that's planted by the water. We shall not be moved.
You know, going away to school, going away to college is a pretty scary thing. All your life you've been encouraged and spoiled and told that you're special. And then all of a sudden, just right out of nowhere, you have to decide what you're going to do for the rest of your life. It's terrible. It's terrifying. I think that's why kids in college drink so much all the time, because they're scared. I mean, that's what college really teaches us more than just books and studies, is that nothing is ever going to be the same like it used to be. It wasn't until now that I in some way realized how much my mom had made so many sacrifices so that me and my little brother would feel that way. Special, I mean. But I didn't know then, and I don't know now what I'm going to do with the rest of my life. I mean, I'm a poli-sci major, but that's just because I read the newspapers all the time to keep from listening to my little brother whining and my mom complaining about what she has to go through. And now I have to do something with my life. So I'm going down to Mississippi. I'm going to teach. I'm going to be a teacher in a freedom school. I'm going to teach civil rights and politics and civics and Negro history and a lot of things that I don't really know anything about. But I'm learning. And then I'm going to be teaching. I know my mom has still got to support me, but for now, for this summer anyway, I'm going to Mississippi. You see, when I started discovering what was going on in Mississippi, it really disturbed me. It hurt me in my heart. It just upset me, and I couldn't stop thinking about it. It's wrong. It's just wrong what those white people do to Negroes in Mississippi.
Hello?
Oh. Hi. You frightened me.
I'm sorry.
No worries. I was distracted and daydreaming anyway. I need to wake up. Ellen Borman, Vassar, class of 67.
Jimmy Waits, City College, class of somewhere out there in time.
Yeah, me too. I don't know where I'll be somewhere out there in time either. Are you here for the Mississippi Summer Project?
Yeah.
Are you SNCC or a volunteer?
Well, I'm sort of on probation with SNCC, a kind of political purgatory, you might say. So I guess I'd have to say I'm a volunteer.
So you're just a volunteer?
You mean not a seasoned veteran of the movement?
Yeah, I guess so.
No, I'm just a volunteer like you.
Oh.
Oh?
I'm sorry, I thought because you're a Negro that you were SNCC. I don't know why I thought that. I mean, not all Negroes are SNCC, and you're a Negro, and you're a volunteer, just like me. It was silly, I'm sorry.
No worries, Miss Ellen.
Please don't do that.
Don't do what?
Don't do that. Don't call me Miss Ellen. I know what that means, like Miss Anne or Master or Boss and stuff like that. Yeah, my mom has a maid and she's Negro. Her name is Sarah and we pay her fair and treat her with respect. So I won't call you boy if you don't call me Miss Ellen.
All right, Miss Ellen, all right. But I bet you Sarah calls you Miss Ellen.
Stop it!
All right, Ellen, all right, I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
You're sorry? Sorry for what?
I don't know. I'm just sorry, that's all. I shouldn't have gone on like that.
It's all right, Ellen. We're all a little skittish at the moment. We all don't know what's coming down the road for us. Don't know what's going to happen to us.
I know that's right. That's what Sarah always says. I know that's right.
Sarah, the maid?
Yeah, Sarah, our maid.
She sounds like she's a wise woman.
Well, she is a wise woman. She quotes this poem by Aeschylus every now and again. I don't know where she learned it, but she's got it memorized and she says it now and again. She folds her hands in front of her, holds her head up, and like a prophet, she says it. He who learns must suffer. And even in our sleep, pain that cannot forget falls drop by drop upon the heart. And in our despair, against our will, comes wisdom to us by the awful grace of God.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you go to Vassar, your mom has a maid, and where are you from?
I'm from Boston. My mom and dad just got divorced a few years ago. He's a lawyer. He's the one that makes all the money. I'm a political science major. I think I want to teach. I don't know.
Tell me something.
What?
What are you doing here?
You want to know the truth?
Yeah, I do.
I don't really know why I'm here. I guess I'm here to find that out.
You know it could be dangerous.
Yeah.
Like get yourself beaten, brutalized, and killed dangerous.
Yeah, I know that.
And you're here just the same.
For now, anyway.
Pleased to meet you, Miss Ellen Borman.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Jimmy Waits, I mean.
Oh, hey.
Oh.
Hello.
Oh, John, this is Ellen, Vassar, class of 67.
Which is yet to be.
Which is yet to be. Ellen, this is John. John is Snick.
John is Snick?
John is Snick. Ooh.
It's just a little joke we were having about how nothing is ever what you expect it to be. Well, pleased to meet you, John.
Alexander. John Alexander is my name. I went to Oberlin. I graduated, and you too. I mean, me too. I mean, I'm pleased to meet you too. Listen, have you guys heard about the 3 missing workers?
Missing workers?
Yeah, I heard 3 guys drove down to Meridian this weekend to investigate a church burning or something like that.
Someone burned a church?
And these guys are missing?
I didn't want to say missing. It's just we haven't heard from them and we're concerned. We thought everybody should know. There's going to be a meeting.
You're saying you're concerned. Concerned about what? Do you think something has happened to them?
We're a little concerned. It's Mississippi.
Oh my God.
What are we going to do about it?
What are we going to do about it? We're just going to keep on doing what we set out to do. Register Negroes in Mississippi to vote. That's what we're going to do. That's what the meeting is for, to say that, I guess, and to let people know we understand if they don't want to go.
And we have to choose now?
We have to choose now. Well, Jimmy, are you going?
John, don't even ask me that, okay? But since you feel the need to be so direct about it, about asking it of me, I'll explain it to you, okay? I have no intention of walking down that road and living the life that would happen to me if I turn away from here now. That's one death that I don't want to deal with. I'd rather deal with some other kind of death, because we all got to deal with that. Death. In this life, nobody gets out alive. I'm already past that point you're talking about. I'm dealing with something else altogether now. So you don't need to prop yourself up to get yourself ready to preach at me.
I'm not preaching at you, Jimmy. I'm only asking. You told me and now I know.
And now you know. You don't know. You'll never know.
Hey, guys, come on, guys. We're all in this together.
I knew Ellen would still go.
How'd you know that?
We've been having a little chat, and I know. Isn't that right, Ellen?
Well, I'm not so sure that I do. I mean, I've never known violence. I can't even stand to watch a fist fight on the television. Boxing, football, hockey, they all make me sick. It's just brutal and desperate and ugly. I'm just not sure. I don't know what I'm gonna do. And we have to decide now? Look, John, Jimmy, I'm puking all over myself here. You're just gonna have to excuse me. I need to be alone for a while.
You mean you hitting on that girl?
So what?
Are you hitting on her? You know what I'm talking about.
Well, my question to you is, what if I were? And what the hell is it to you?
No, I'm not trying to get into your business. But if there's one thing, maybe the only thing, the prime directive of the movement is no interracial relationship, no miscegenation, no holding hands, no walking together, no being together, no sex, no relations of any kind. In Mississippi, that would be a disaster.
You must think I live in some kind of hole somewhere not to know that. I knew that before the first time you ever laid eyes on somebody's Negro. What makes you think I want anything to do with your skanky ass white girl?
Oh, come on, you don't have to call her that.
Maybe you've got a thing for yourself.
Me? For her? No.
Maybe that's the problem you have with me, hitting on her as you say.
I've never seen her before. We just met. You introduced us.
Like the problem you've got with authority.
40.
Yeah, that you don't have any. That you're working for black folks, Negroes, as you call us, and when something gets decided, you don't get to decide it. That's what's bothering you. It's bugging you so much that you have to take your authority, Jones, out on me.
Crazy, I don't feel that way.
Come on, John. This is America. Everybody feels that way.
Oh, Jimmy, I'm telling you, it's really hard to be a pacifist around you. I mean, what are you so angry at?
Guess.
I can't do anything about that. I don't understand it. I can't even imagine it. It just won't fit in my head. I don't know what to say. I'm sorry, but I'm here and I'm trying. So what do you want from me?
You know, it's so easy for you guys. You can say it and mean it deep in your heart, but at the end of the day, you can always choose to say it and not mean it, or not say it at all. We don't get to do that.
I know.
There you go again. You know. What you think you know? Like James Baldwin says, is that you think you know my experience better than I do. Look, I've never been to Mississippi, John, but I live in America. And Mississippi seems to me just a place in America where they keep their hate real. And you seem to feel that you can instruct me on this based on your subjective experience as a white man? Well, I'm telling you, John, I can see where I'm starting to get the hang of this non-violence thing, because it's the only thing keeping me from kicking a hole in you. Do you understand me, John? A big black hole.
John, Jimmy, we just got news about those 3 boys that drove down to Meridian. They found their car, a blue Ford station wagon. It was burnt and abandoned, and the boys weren't in it. 2 white, 1 Negro.
I'm sorry, John.
It's okay, Jimmy. It's okay.
I'm going. I'm going.
In the Mississippi River, Lord, 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 in the Mississippi River, Lord, 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 in the Mississippi River. Well, you can count them one by one. It could be your son. Count them two by two. It could be me and you. Count them three by three. Now don't you want to see? And you can count them four by four. Oh, well, into the river they go. And you can count them five by five. They don't come out alive. And you can count them six by six. In Mississippi, they got it fixed. And you can count them seven by seven. In Mississippi, it ain't no heaven. And you can count them eight by eight. They get thrown in because of hate. And you can count them nine by nine. In Mississippi, it ain't no crime. And you can count them 10 by 10. And you will wonder when the right will win. And you will wonder when the right will win. In the Mississippi River, Lord, 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 in the Mississippi River, Lord, 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 in the Mississippi River. We got to stop them from going in the river. Got to stop them from going in the river. Got to stop them from going in the river. Got to stop them from going in the river. Got to stop them.
On the bus on the way down to Mississippi, I finished this book I was reading, The Rebel by Albert Camus. It's a series of essays about the history of revolution. It says that the moment when a slave confronts his master, or the oppressed confronts his oppressor, is a moment when he suddenly realizes he is not just one, but many. That in acting alone, he is not alone. That it is then when he finally realizes his humanity and his humanness. And that is why, in that moment of rebellion, he is willing to sacrifice and suffer and face the fate of his own death to put a stop to the suffering of others like himself. But that's not really my situation, is it? For me, my oppressor is invisible. He's selfish, indifferent, afraid. He's a coward, a slave to his own self-preservation. So I guess that's why I rode on a bus to Mississippi in the dark of night, reading a book about revolution on the way to meet my own oppressor. Looking for some hope in this world, I guess. And yet, it also says in this book that that moment of rebellion, that moment most pure and absolute a moment, most noble, is only a moment. For in the sweep of time and history, no sooner than the rebel rises, that moment can become an era of rage, terrorism, and revenge. I mean, that's what we're all afraid of when we think about revolution and change, isn't it? That the oppressed will become the oppressor, and there will be suffering upon suffering on top of suffering that never stops until the end of time. Hopeless. So I guess that's what he's trying to tell me, is that it's all hopeless. If you're lucky enough to have a good life, it's hard to understand hopelessness. When you've got freedom and opportunity and a chance for success and happiness, hopelessness is hard to look at. It makes you want to look away. It's a state worse than death. Well, it is death, a living death. And like yawning or catching a cold, it can be so contagious. You would think blacks in Mississippi would have it, but they don't. You would think that after hundreds of years of oppression, that hopelessness wouldn't just be a low point in their lives, it would be all their lives, but it isn't. Despite being beaten, brutalized, abused, murdered even, they go in groups to the courthouse to register in order to vote for a better life. Man, going down to that courthouse must be a scary thing to do. Imagine facing down a law that ruled over you and only you, and applied to no other, not even to those that would reign lawless over you. If there were a system that would shape you in a world without dignity, without a sense of possibility, without joy, without hope, what would you do? Would you go down to the very courthouses where they execute those laws and say, no, you can't do that to me no more? Well, that's exactly what these Mississippi black folks are doing. How do they do that? I don't know. Somehow, they do.
John.
Oh, Ellen.
John, what am I supposed to do with these phone calls?
Phone calls?
Yeah, phone calls. I'm on duty today and tonight too. I'm supposed to man the phones to take calls from volunteers reporting in from canvassing out there wherever they are. But most of the calls that come in, there's no answer. There's just somebody breathing into the telephone or else screaming some horrible rant. I can't even repeat the awful things they say.
I know.
And here we are way out in the middle of nowhere in this old house alone on some country road.
Intimidation.
Well, it's working. And one of the callers even called me by my name. Hello, Ellen. Are you safe where you are? Can't we do something about it?
I don't think I know what that would be.
Well, then call the FBI. We have numbers for the local FBI. We should call them.
The FBI won't help us. They only come when something's already happened. And when they do come and we report to them who did whatever it was they did to us, they report it to the local authorities, who put it in the local newspapers so that the Klan and other local thugs can have our names and addresses.
You're kidding me.
No, I'm not.
Well, there must be somebody we can call.
Justice Department. I think the great scope of things, that's probably only one phone call.
So nothing happens unless something happens to one of us.
Yes, to one of us.
What do you mean by one of us?
One of us, you and me, the white people on the project. Nothing is going to happen and nobody's going to do anything until something happens to one of us.
What?
Negroes down here have been dying on these country roads longer than anybody can remember, and nothing has ever been done about it. The only way it will ever get noticed
is if something happens to one of us.
Yes.
Like some sacrificial lamb or something. Like those 3 missing workers.
Say that.
Oh my God.
Wish I could tell you that everything was going to be okay.
Why would you want to tell me that?
I don't know. I just do, that's all.
You have to tell the truth. Otherwise, we don't know how to prepare ourselves.
Yes, that's true.
Well, how do we prepare ourselves, John?
I don't know. I guess you look ahead. You look to the future, see what's in front of you, understand what's at stake? I mean, it's so hard what we're trying to do that you and I, what happens to us barely matters. You see, if all the Negroes in Mississippi, which there are many more of than whites, if all those Negroes had the right to vote and voted for their own interests, then everything in Mississippi would change. The neighborhoods, the schools, what's taught in the schools, the laws, the government, everything would be different.
Everything?
Everything.
And what is that going to be like?
Nobody knows. That's why everybody's so scared. Those guys on the phone, they're just scared. They don't know what's going to happen if everything changes.
We're like trying to change the world.
Yeah, I guess you could say it was something like that.
I thought it was about voting. But that's what voting is, isn't it?
It's supposed to be.
It's strange.
What is?
It's strange how it feels so important to me. Important enough for me to not feel like getting on a bus and getting as far away from here as I could. I don't know. I mean, I feel like if it could happen here, it could happen anywhere.
And it's important not just for us.
Yes, yeah. Not just for us.
Ellen, are you okay, Ellen?
Oh, I'm all right. Thanks, John. Thanks for being so understanding. You're a smart, compassionate, very kind person.
I don't know. I can go on and on about that kind of stuff. I was raised that way. A family of lefties and Quakers, and me stuck in the middle. I didn't have much of a choice.
Well, you do have a choice. And you've made it. And I admire you for that, John.
You do?
Yes, very much.
Thanks. I think you're pretty brave yourself.
Me? No, I'm not brave. I'm only here because I didn't have a clue, that's all. And I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I'm not somewhere where I did have a clue and I couldn't do anything. That's where I lived. That's where I come from. A place where people don't have a clue, and when they do have one, they don't do anything. I'm glad I'm not there.
You know, I like you, Ellen.
I like you too, John.
I mean to say that I like you very much.
I like you too, John.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Welcome home, the conquering hero.
The conquering hero?
Yes, the conquering hero. I got me 10 for the courthouse in the morning.
Got 10 for the courthouse in the morning? What are you talking about, Jimmy?
I'm talking about that we've been out there, me and the SNCC people and some local people and all been out there since early this morning, out there walking down these dusty country roads, knocking on doors, going into stores, playing with the kids. We even picked us a little cotton.
Picking cotton where?
Down on the plantation, down the roads away. Man, that cotton picking, that's some hard ass work.
Oh, Jimmy, don't tell me you went there. That's trespassing.
Trespassing, transgressing our natural butts off. We're here to break the law, to change the law. That's all we was doing. Man, I had those color folks laughing so hard they could barely stand up. I told them that up in New York City, if we see a white boy wearing a sheet, we just set it on fire. I did my imitation of that fat old courthouse clerk. Now, you niggers don't need to be listening to those northern agitators. They ain't nothing but a bunch of communists. You all know we take care of our niggers. I told them that if that hunky redneck peckerwood cracker was to live in their world, he wouldn't get through the day. Not one day. He wouldn't last into the afternoon. I mean, you can see it in their hands, in their muscles, in their bones. That's some strong, hardworking black people. I mean, nobody worked that hard supposed to be poor like that. I asked him, what kind of food white folks eat? Soul food. What kind of talk they talk? Black talk. That's what they talk, only with the twang. They're all up there nodding their heads and mumbling as if to say, this color boy is crazy. But I could see they knew I was right. I could see the revolution in their eyes, bright, twinkling, and ready for Freddy. We must have talked to 50, 60 people, and me, myself, I got me 10 stout-hearted men. Well, most of them are women, but I got me 10 ready to register. I'm telling you, John, Ellen, I found out that I can do this thing. And now, we're going to the courthouse in the morning. We are soldiers
in the army.
We have to fight,
although we have to die.
We have to hold up the bloodstained banner. We have to hold it up until we die.
We have to hold it up
until we die.
We are not afraid. We are not afraid. We are not afraid today. Lord, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday.
Ellen, it's all right, it's okay. It's me, Jimmy.
Jimmy, what are you doing here?
I came to see who was in here.
But you can't stay here. If they find you here, they'll kill us. They'll kill you. You've got to get out of here.
I don't think they saw me sneaking in here. But if I leave now, it'll amount to the same thing.
Oh my God. I shouldn't have stayed here alone. I shouldn't have stayed. I told everyone I'd be all right, that I'd be right along, and then I fell asleep.
It's okay. Get a hold of yourself. You're all right.
Oh, Jimmy, I'm so scared.
I know. Me too.
What are we gonna do?
Just sit here, be quiet, and lay low until they're gone. They'll get tired after a while. Here, let me put my arms around you.
But what if they see us?
They can't see us from outside.
But what if they come in here and find us?
We'll have to cross that bridge when it comes.
Why did you come?
I saw them circling around, so I knew somebody was in here. Then I saw your flashlight shining, so I figured somebody was in here alone. I know I wouldn't want to be alone like this. Would you?
No.
It's weird, huh?
What is?
It's like in the cowboy movies. Two pioneers, a man and a woman out alone on the frontier in a deserted cabin with wild Indians circling the place with me shooting and you reloading. Only now it's a black man and a white woman with wild white folks circling the place.
Only we're not shooting and reloading.
No, but I can see like in the cowboy movies, we'll be picking them off pretty good. Pew, 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 pew.
What happens if they shoot flaming arrows and set the place on fire?
We'd go through the trap door into the cellar. There's always a trap door.
And what if we run out of ammunition? You'll have to save the last bullet to keep me from suffering.
I'd never do that. I'd fight to the last. Besides, the cavalry always comes before that happens.
Always?
Always.
The cavalry isn't coming.
No.
The cavalry's already here. You're the cavalry, Jimmy. You know, Jimmy, I know that I'm just supposed to teach in the Freedom School and man the front office tomorrow, but I want to go with all of you to the courthouse in the morning.
You do?
Yes, I do. I really do.
Aren't you scared?
Yeah, but I'll feel safe with you. Besides, if I get scared, I'll sing. We are not afraid.
We are not afraid.
We are not afraid today.
Lord, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday.
Jimmy, what the hell is wrong with you?
The bastard, the miserable bastard.
Don't believe you raised your fist to that guy.
I didn't hit him, did I?
He doesn't know me. Who the hell is he to talk to me like that?
Didn't have to hit him. Raising your fist amounts to the same thing.
What are you doing down here, white girl? He says.
If I had hit him, I would have killed him. He would have been dead. Be thankful for that.
Which one of them coons you screwing?
No, you would have been dead. We all would have been dead. You going to the courthouse in the morning, only 4 of your stout-hearted 10 showed up.
Which one of those niggers are you screwing, slut? He says.
4 is better than none.
Yeah, and you lose your control and we all get arrested. The only reason they let us out of that jail so that we could be out here alone on the road.
He spit in my face. That redneck bastard spit in my face.
Easy, Ellen, take it easy.
Nobody's ever spoken to me like that in my life. Nobody speaks to me like that.
Well, then you're getting hysterical. You gotta calm yourself down.
Well, fuck you, John. Fuck you, Mr. Know-It-All. Just shut the hell up. We can see what's going on. We don't need a lecture from you. Not now. Not tonight.
Ellen.
Jimmy was trying to defend me, to protect me. It's about feelings, John. You got a problem about feelings, John?
Feelings?
Whoa. Everybody chill.
You're talking about chill? I'll tell you about chill. You're the one that got us into this mess, Jimmy.
No, I'm talking about chill. There are headlights in the rearview mirror.
What?
We're being followed.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Damn, and we're all sitting in the front seat together.
And what do you think, Mr. Know-It-All? That we'll all be safer? That will make a difference if you two were in the back seat and I was playing the chauffeur?
All right, listen. When we stop, let me do all the talking. Ellen and me will crawl into the back seat together.
There ain't gonna be no crawling anywhere because we ain't stopping.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Jimmy, what are you doing?
I'm doing 80, no, 85, 90, 95, 100.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Jimmy, you all right?
I'm cool.
Hold on, man.
I got it.
Paul and Silas bound in jail, had no money for to go their bail. Keep your eyes on the prize, hold on, hold on,
Hold on.
hold on.
Hold on.
Keep your eyes on the prize, hold on.
Paul and Silas began to shout. The doors popped open and they all walked out. Keep your eyes on the prize. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Keep your eyes on the prize, hold on. The only chains that we can stand are the chains of hand in hand. And keep your eyes on the prize, hold on. Hold on, hold on. Keep your eyes on the prize, hold on. I got my hands on the freedom plow. I wouldn't take nothing for my journey now. Keep your eyes on the prize. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Keep your eyes on the prize. Hold on.
We believe that all men are created equal, yet many are denied equal treatment. We believe that all men have certain unalienable rights, yet many Americans do not enjoy those rights. We believe that all men are entitled to the blessings of liberty, yet millions are being deprived of those blessings, not because of their own failures, but because of the color of their skin. The reasons are deeply embedded in history and tradition and the nature of man. We can understand without rancor or hatred how this all happened, but it cannot continue. Our Constitution, the foundation of our republic, forbids it. The principles of our freedom forbid it. Morality forbids it. And the law I will sign tonight forbids it.
John, what are you doing?
Politicians, all they do is talk, talk, talk. Read what it says in the papers.
July 2nd, 1964. Tonight, President Lyndon Baines Johnson will sign a new civil rights bill into law. The most sweeping civil rights legislation since Reconstruction, the Civil Rights Act prohibits discrimination of all kinds based on race, color, religion, or national origin. Major features of the bill are the barring of unequal voter registration requirements. It's about time. The outlawing of discrimination in hotels, motels, restaurants, theaters, and all other public accommodations engaged in interstate commerce. Oh, that's nice of them. And how are they going to do that? Encourages desegregation of public schools. Encourages. Outlaws discrimination in employment in any business exceeding 25 people, and creates an Equal Employment Opportunities Commission to review complaints. Great, now they'll fire everybody, kick the people off the land, and make 25 do the work of 50 or 60. This bill is no good. It's a worthless piece of paper. It's full of holes. It's a piece of trash.
No, there's a lot of good things in this bill. It's a start. It's a chance.
There's no enforcement. They can't enforce it. It hasn't got any teeth. We need protection. These people down here need protection, and we need it now.
Under the Constitution, the states have their rights.
Rights? They have no rights. They have no right to treat the people the way they do down here. They have no right at all.
Starting to sound like Jimmy.
What's wrong with that? Maybe I should sound like Jimmy every once in a while. Maybe you should sound like Jimmy every once in a while yourself.
What's the matter?
Nothing, I'm sorry. I just had a bad day, that's all.
You want to tell me about it?
No.
Come on, tell me about it. What happened?
Some of us white girls on the project went over to the local college to talk to the white students about what we were doing here. One of the professors invited us.
Yeah?
They asked a lot of questions.
What kind of questions?
They asked a lot of personal questions.
What kind of personal questions?
Personal questions, John. Personal questions.
Okay. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have yelled at you like that. I'm not mad at you.
Are you okay?
No,
Is there anything I can do?
no. Jimmy, where have you been?
Jimmy, what's the matter?
Nothing's the matter. It's just another day like every other day down here. A day of fear, anger, hopelessness. Just another day in the Delta.
I know we've been working hard, Jimmy, but have you heard about the civil rights bill? It was on broadcast tonight.
Yeah, I heard about that civil rights bill. That's all everybody's talking about, black and white. And do you know what signing that bill means? It means that these crackers down here are going to resist. They're going to resist the law, and that means there's going to be more violence and brutality, and these colored folks down here are going to suffer more than they ever did before. We are already supposed to have the rights, what they put in that bill. And now look at us. Look what's happening to us. We're like Indians in a cowboy movie.
Oh, Jimmy, my poor Jimmy.
Yes, to you, Jimmy. That's what happens. You see so much suffering, and after a while, you can't look at it anymore. You just lose it. You just can't see it anymore.
I just can't wrap my head around it. Why can't people just live? Why must people be persecuted just because they're black or they're poor? Never mind black and poor. Why? I hate these white people. I swear I do. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them.
John, would you leave Jimmy and me alone for a while?
Alone? Why?
Please, John, just go.
All right. I'll go leave you two alone for a while.
Jimmy, it's all right. It's all right. Jimmy, look at me. Look at me. I have something that I have to tell you. I did something today that I'm very ashamed of.
Something that you're ashamed of?
I lied.
Lied? Lied about what?
Some of us white girls on the project went over to the local college today to talk to the white students about what we were doing here. One of the professors invited us. They had a lot of questions, personal questions. Questions about how we felt about what we were doing down here. Questions about how we felt about Negroes. One of the girls asked me if I could be friendly with one. Would I marry one? Could I actually love a Negro? And what I'm ashamed of is that I lied and told her no.
Lied, but lied about what?
Lied about whether I could actually love a Negro. Because the truth is that I love you, Jimmy.
Ellen.
It's all right. Jimmy, you don't have to give it back to me. It's already in me. It's already mine. I love you. And when that racist Southern white girl in that class asked me that question, I realized that I knew the answer from that first day I met you in that hallway at Western College, when you were testing me, testing that little white girl, Miss Ellen.
Ellen, I don't know what to say.
Please, Jimmy, just feel safe about it. feel safe with it. I know that it's a dangerous and foolish thing, this thing between the two of us. But I love you, Jimmy. And you don't owe me anything for it. It isn't mysterious, really, even though it is mysterious. It's love. It just is.
Yeah. It just is.
They say that freedom is a constant struggle. They say that love is a constant struggle. Love. What is it? What is it that makes you feel like you can look deep within your soul? Is it the pain? Is it the loneliness? What is it? What makes us think that we can know ourselves, our true identities, or that or a neighbor or someone we love? What is it? I have to be. I'm forced to be who I am, and a white guy is who I am. Not my fault. I didn't ask for this any more than anybody else. It's the card I was dealt. I'm a white guy. And I know a good deal of suffering in the world is caused by white guys. I get that, but I am not that white guy. I don't know what it is about Ellen. I don't know what it is. I get this feeling in me no matter how hard I try. I can't get rid of it. I know it's because it's embedded in me from all those years of history and politics in this country, and I know that feeling in me isn't really me, it's the other white guy. Yeah, it's him, the other guy, the one in the mirror. That's the last thing I want to be, is that guy. Now here he is, looking me in the face. When I go out here and I talk to the rural black folk around here, they're always bowing their heads and scraping their feet and calling me sir and boss. And I want to say, no, that is not me. That's the other white guy. And the other black folks on the project are always questioning my motives. Why? Because I'm a white guy? Even though I get threatened, beaten up, and thrown into jail just like everybody else. It starts to seem like a white guy can't do anything right. And when I complain about it, do you know what they tell me? Now you know how it feels. Seems like a hurtful thing to say, but it is true. And it's painful. And no matter what I'm going to do everything I can not to be that other white guy. Because you see, you can be so wrong about people. All I wanted was Jimmy's respect. Instead, he gave me his love.
John, get in, hurry!
Those bastards, those filthy bastards won't admit him into the hospital. No colors, he says.
Do you know of another one?
Yes, we're going there now.
Is it far?
Wait, not too far.
Don't go too fast, John. Don't speed. We don't want them to stop us.
Doing the best I can, Ellen.
I know.
Why'd you do it, Jimmy? Why did you throw your body on top of me like that?
Those people were trying to hurt you, John. We're supposed to protect each other.
Yeah, but they beat the crap out of you, man. They wouldn't have beaten me that bad. They wouldn't have beaten me like that.
Well, I wasn't going to sit back and find out.
Bastards, those cracker bastards, those redneck peckerwood bastards. I wish I could kill every one of them, everyone. Kill them and give the world some peace.
Now, John, we can't let those people turn us around just by beating on our bodies. That's what I found out. It isn't about them.
Looks like you and me, we've changed places, haven't we?
No. We haven't changed places. We've come together. I did it because I love you, John.
I love you too, Jimmy.
Oh, hold on, Jimmy. We'll get there. Just hold on. Jimmy. Jimmy. Jimmy!
I feel like in a dream where I am flying, circling like a hawk, rising up in a warm column of clean, sweet air. All the pain and the fear and the hatred have left me. And suddenly I realized that I am not alone, but now among the many. They say that freedom is a constant struggle. They say that freedom is a constant struggle. They say that freedom is a constant struggle. Oh Lord, we struggle so long. We must be free. We must be free.
They say that freedom is a constant trying.
They say that freedom is a constant trying.
They say that freedom is a constant trying.
Oh Lord, we tried so long.
We must be free.
We must be free.
They say that freedom is a constant dying. They say that freedom is a constant dying. They say that freedom is a constant dying. Oh Lord, we died so long. We must be free. We must be free.
John, where have you been? We're late. Mrs. Fannie Lou Hamer is about to speak. Come on or we'll miss it.
No, Ellen, I'm not going.
You're not going? What do you mean you're not going?
I'm not going to hear Mrs. Fannie Lou Hamer speak or to anything else at this fucking convention.
John, what is it? What happened?
First of all, no one's going to hear Mrs. Fannie Lou Hamer speak. Not on television, anyway. Not across the country as we'd hoped. No. President Johnson is suddenly having a television news broadcast to address the nation just a few moments from when Fannie Lou Hamer was about to speak. The world will be watching her and not him. She's being blacked out, so to speak.
Oh my God.
Johnson signed the Civil Rights Bill, but he still wants the Dixiecrats to vote for him come November. He's a vote counter, and he's not going to let all those delegate votes just go away. The black folks in the Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party don't have a chance of being seated at this convention. It's all rigged.
Rigged? Rigged? But how can it be rigged? This is a democracy.
Democracy for you and me, maybe.
I can't accept that. Those black folks in Mississippi, they did all the right things. They did everything they were supposed to do to be citizens, whether it was losing their jobs or being locked in jail or thrown off their land, hunger, privation, their children harassed and their loved ones murdered, like the 3 civil rights workers, like Jimmy. And now that they've made it here, you're saying that their votes don't count?
No, they don't.
I can't accept that.
Johnson's running mate, Hubert Humphrey, he's come here to Atlantic City to make a deal. The Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party gets 2. I said just 2 seats at large, with no voting privileges at this convention, while the regular white Mississippi Democratic Party gets to do what they've always done, and that's run Mississippi politics the way they see fit. That's your democracy.
The Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party is not going to agree to that.
There's nothing, no place at the table, none.
Then what are we going to do, John?
Nothing we can do. It's over. It's finished.
But how can it be finished? We didn't do what we set out to do. It can't be finished.
Yes, Ellen, it's finished, over, done with. Besides, they don't want us anymore. That's all the SNCC workers are talking about now, and even the leadership is black power, self-determination, and racial independence.
And why shouldn't they see it that way? They've been isolated, betrayed.
Yes, but Ellen, you, me, we're not betraying them.
Oh, no? And how would they know that? We're white, John, and every white person they've ever known has suppressed their lives. So how are they going to know just by looking at us what is the difference between us and everything else they should fear in their lives? How? How do they know that? Tell me how.
Ellen, I know how you feel. I feel the same way too, but it's hopeless. We just have to move on. That's all.
Move on? Move on to what? Move on to where?
Well, I've been thinking about going to New York or maybe Chicago and joining up with one of the organizations that are resisting the war.
War? What war, John?
The Vietnam War.
The Vietnam War? John, there's a war right here. It's a war for freedom and justice and equality. How can you protest for a war over there when there's a war right here fighting over the same things?
Yes, Ellen, you're right. It is the same fight, and why not? There isn't anything more we can do here. They don't want us anymore, Ellen.
Then they'll have to tell me that to my face.
Come on, Ellen, come with me.
Come with you where?
Chicago or New York. They've got a strong war-resistant movement in Brooklyn.
You're gonna quit, aren't you? You're gonna quit, and you want to take me with you. You want me to quit too.
No, I'm not giving up the fight. I'm just changing course, that's all. But I'm leaving SNCC. SNCC is breaking up. It's splitting up over race. They don't want us, Ellen. They say that it isn't our fight, and maybe they're right. But I can't bear to see it go down, so I'm just taking the fight to another place.
And what place is that, John?
Important work, Ellen. A fight where we can make a difference. What do you say?
No! I don't want to be around a bunch of white boys arguing about something that happened in Russia in the 1930s. There is a resistance here, and it's happening now. I mean, why do you want me to go with you anyhow?
I don't know.
Know what?
Helen, I want us to be together.
Oh, John. John, I'm sorry, John. I don't know what to say.
Don't say anything. Just try it. Let's just get away and start over again.
I can't do that, John.
Why not?
It surprises me that you don't know the answer to that. I thought you cared.
I do care, Ellen, I do.
No, you don't. You don't even understand. You see, I've thought a lot about the things that you're thinking about now. About how I have a choice. How I can get away and move on. Start all over again and give myself another chance. People like us take that for granted like it was an entitlement from God. But what it really is, John, it's a privilege. One that we should thank God we're blessed enough to have. And me, I never knew what a privilege it really was till I went down to Mississippi. I can't turn back now. I'm giving up my turn to choose.
I love you, Ellen.
I'm sorry, John. I didn't know. I had no idea. But I can't go away with you just because you feel that way.
Because of Jimmy, isn't it?
Because of Jimmy what?
See me for seeing Jimmy.
You never said anything, John. All you ever talk about is ideas. Something that's happened in the past, or it's something that hasn't really happened yet. Jimmy? He was an idea. He still is.
After Jimmy's death, really, that I realized I couldn't do this anymore. I felt responsible.
You felt responsible for Jimmy's death?
Yes.
We're all responsible for Jimmy's death. Mississippi, this country, the world, even Jimmy himself, we're all responsible.
Yeah. No matter how much suffering you see, somehow it never really gets beyond the abstract until it happens to someone you know. Then it gets
personal.
Yes, it gets personal. That was the thing about Jimmy. He was always in your face, up front and personal. And he was always willing to make the ultimate sacrifice. I can see that now. And when he makes the ultimate sacrifice, he makes it for me.
Jimmy didn't make that sacrifice just for you, John. He made it for all of us. He made it for himself. Look, John, we can't all be like Jimmy. All we can do is to do the best we can.
You know, wise all of a sudden.
I got wise down in Mississippi with Jimmy and you.
I have to confess that I was powerfully jealous of the two of you. I struggle with that, Ellen. I still do. You see, I liked you. I mean, I had feelings for you from the first moment I saw you in the hallway at Western College back in Ohio. You were just so full of amazement and wonder. I loved that. Jeez. I don't know. But there was Jimmy. There was always Jimmy. I couldn't get past Jimmy. It's like he's standing here right now. I couldn't find the words to let you know that I love you, Ellen.
You don't love me because of me and Jimmy, do you, John?
No. I think so.
I really hope that's true.
Me too.
Look, John, I'm gonna go. I don't want to miss Mrs. Fannie Lou Hamer. Maybe the world won't be watching her, but I will. Good luck, John.
Good luck to you too, Ellen. We are listening now to the voice of Mrs. Fannie Lou Hamer, the chairwoman of the Black Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party.
Mr. Chairman and the Credentials Committee of the Democratic National Convention of 1964. My name is Mrs. Fannie Lou Hamer, and I live at 626 East Lafayette Street, Louisville, Mississippi, Sunflower County, the home of Senator James O. Easton and Senator Stennis. On the 31st of August of 1962, 18 of us traveled 26 miles to the county courthouse in Indianola, Mississippi to register to vote and to become first-class citizens. But we were met by the highway patrol and only 2 of us were allowed to take the literacy test. Meanwhile, our bus driver was arrested and charged with driving a bus that was the wrong color. We paid our fine, and then I discovered when I get back home that the plantation owner who owned the land we lived on and sharecropped for 18 years said that we had to go because we tried to register to vote. On September 10th, 1962, 16 bullets were fired into the home of Mr. and Mrs. Robert Tucker, where my family, the family and me, had been staying. And on that same night, 2 young girls were shot in Louisville. They said their parents were involved with registering. Another time, on June 9th, 1963, we were coming back from a voter registration workshop, and when we got off the bus in Montgomery County, we were arrested. We were called horrible names. One young girl, they beat her so long that she cried and she hollered and she prayed to God. And as terrible as it was, I was so glad to hear those prayers because they came and beat me too. They made 2 convict colored boys beat me with blackjacks until they were tired. All of this on account of us wanting to register to become first-class citizens. And if the Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party, which represents all its Mississippi citizens, the majority of the Mississippi citizens and not just the white Mississippians, if we are not seated now, then I question America. Is this the America, the land of the free, and the home of the brave, where we have to sleep with our telephones off the hook because we fear for our lives and being threatened daily because we want to live as decent human beings in America? Is this the America that was promised to all of us? I ask you, where is America?
Crowds are just now coming out of the convention hall where Mrs. Fannie Lou Hamer has just addressed the convention delegates here in Atlantic City, New Jersey. We have here with us Miss Ellen Borman, passer class of 67, who is one of close to 1,000 volunteers from largely prestigious Ivy League schools around the country who went down to Mississippi this summer to register Mississippi Negroes to vote. Ms. Borman, why did you decide to take on such a task?
Because if we, the white students, didn't go down to Mississippi to work with the people and live with the people of Mississippi, then no one in the country would have taken any notice. Their struggle has been going on for a long time and no one noticed before now.
And what was it like living with Mississippi Negroes?
I found them to be the kindest, friendly, and most generous people of any group of people I've ever met. It was wonderful, really.
That's very interesting. And what happens now that both the Black Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party and the regular white Mississippi Democratic Party have left the convention in protest?
We will just have to regroup and redouble our efforts. The issues are too important to stop now. We've got to keep up the struggle.
Yes, but surely now that the convention is over as far as you're concerned and the summer is over, you must have thoughts of going back home. You're heading into your junior year. Will you head back to Vassar? After all this, what are you going to do with the rest of your life, Miss Alan Borman?
I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of my life. But whatever I do, there is one thing I know for sure. That whenever I encounter oppression and injustice, I'm going to say something about it. I'm going to speak out. I'm going to try to stop it. I'm going to fight. I'm going to resist.
Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up the freedom land. Ain't gonna let politicians turn me around.
Turn me around.
Turn me around.
Ain't gonna let politicians turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking.
Keep on talking.
Marching up to freedom land.
Ain't gonna let injustice turn me around.
Turn me around.
Turn me around.
Ain't gonna let injustice turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking.
Keep on talking.
Marching up to freedom land.
Amen.